All right. Haven't really done any. Haven't done something like that before. Kind of, sort of. Maybe I have. I don't know. All right. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Awesome. You guys like it? Fantastic. Right on, Dr. Rollison. You definitely lurk, man. You got a brand new baby. I would expect you to only be lurking in the background. I appreciate every single time that you're in the chat, man. It's awesome. Hey, Jamie. How you doing? Jamie Louise. Good morning. Gene, right on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. I mean, it was... I mean, it's like, you know, to me, it's like it's... I'm still kind of cheating in my eyes. I'm not cheating. I'm just doing what's there. I'm just playing very diatonic. You know what I mean? I'm just like playing the chords that are available and just going through them and having fun and playing different rhythms and stuff like that. That's really all I'm doing. But it's fun. It was a lot of fun. Oh, coconut water. This show is not sponsored by. All right. Right on, Jamie. Good morning. Glad to have you. So, it's time, everyone. It's time to bring in Mr. Paul Harvey. Hey, Beach. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. This is gonna be cool. We're gonna dive in as much as we can and get to know Paul and get to see the city a little bit and get to hear some flute, and this is gonna be great. So, without further ado, I think I'm just gonna do this. If you guys don't know who Paul Harvey is, which I doubt, but if you don't, he's he kind of blew up on YouTube and got on the news and stuff, and just blew up, you know what I mean? And plays these beautiful, beautiful songs in churches. It's like he's like a hunter for reverb, you know what I mean? For natural reverb. He just finds it on the job site, and he has a flute, and he just, everywhere he goes, he seems to have a flute or 10. So this is really cool, you know. To me, Paul's a different kind of flute player, you know what I mean? It's like he really does harness that stuff, you know what I mean, to really embrace that. Every video I've seen of him, he's always capturing that real reverb. He's finding it, and that's a really cool thing to do. I used to do that as a social worker in the stairwells. You could play and it would go all the way up and bounce off the concrete and come back down to you, and it was just unreal. So, yeah, Gene, you saw his parking garage video? Yeah, isn't that neat? It was neat in there, right? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Cool, cool. All right, well, without further ado, let me see if I can get my spaceship on, and let me see if I can do this right. Whoa! Before I break all of my flutes. Wow!
Mr. Paul Harvey, can you hear me?
I'm here, Sam.
He's coming from the Shire. Can you guys hear? Can you guys hear Mr. Can you guys hear Paul? Give me a check, Paul.
Check 1, 2, 1.
Okay, all right, let's bring him in, man. Let's bring him in. All right, you are coming in the screen, brother. There you are.
How's it going?
Oh, man, it's going really well, man. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic at 280 feet above Minneapolis.
Wow, that's Minneapolis. Look at it. I can't even say the word. Ah!
Make all your viewers sick.
Yes. Wow. Your audio's a little rough, but it's okay. We can hear you.
I took the wrong ear out. How's that?
That's a little better.
Yeah. Trying to make sure I can hear if they start looking for me. Climbed up to the 27th floor, so the skip doesn't run up here. So in order to get up here, you got to climb up ladders, and the bosses don't generally do that. So
right. That's funny. Thank you, Beach, for the subscription. Yeah, man. So if you guys don't know, Paul's at work. And he's kind of hiding. He's taking an extra long lunch break right now so he can hang out with us. So this is really cool, man. So, oh, and I guess we should just kind of, you know, go ahead and disclaimer, you know, if like, hey, if the boss starts hollering, you know, maybe Paul has to go. So let's just throw that out there right away, you know. So first of all, man, thank you for being here, man. Especially at work, you know what I mean. This is really neat. I've been a fan of your music ever since. I mean, ever since I got on the scene of Native Flute, really. I kind of couldn't help it, you know what I mean. You know how the algorithms are; they just, you know, they're gonna throw it right in your face, and you're pretty popular. So, I mean, you're a great flute player, and I don't know if you heard what I was saying, but I was like. I mean, every video, I've never seen any really produced video of yours. It's always hunting that natural reverb, that sound bounce and vibration, you know what I mean? And it's so great, you know what I mean? And you have a lot more followers than a lot of people with a lot of really produced stuff, you know what I mean? So it's like, to me, it really kind of shows this balance of, I don't know, man. It's like not everything is what you think. You know what I mean? It's like your playing is great, and to find that to hunt those places down. You know what I mean? Is I mean you kind of can't help it. You know, at work, I suppose. But anyway, I just get that's just really cool. So I've heard you tell your story a little bit about how you got into music. You know, like you come from a musical family, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So my I'm the third oldest of 10 kids, and our family had a music ministry called the Savior Songbirds back in the day, and so we would get together and all 10 well, there's 9 kids at that point really, but we'd do music for nursing homes, churches, fairs, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, kind of just in 2003, my dad had 9 strokes, and that kind of stopped the music portion of it as far as that goes. But I've never had any music lessons. I've never had any classical or official real training as far as that goes. So amateur hour, that's it. Kind of matches the videos too.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, I mean, well, I know. So I'm the same, man. I've never had any real training before. I've never had any real guitar lessons or anything like that. You know what I mean? I had my mom's older boyfriend played guitar when I was in like, you know, I think he moved up from California when I was in like 3rd grade, and I finally had one in my hands in 5th grade. You know, this old crappy classical guitar, you know what I mean? And so it's like ever since then, I've just been kind of like, you know, listening to the radio, trying to figure it out, you know what I mean? That kind of thing, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, by ears is definitely a thing. And like, I'm just now learning about music. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just now within the last 5 years, I'm starting to learn about it. And I've been playing for like 30. So I mean, I just kind of want to get into like the things that really inspired you to play, you know what I mean? To really get into the flute world. Uh-oh. We're good? Okay. I love this, man. I love this. So like what are some of the things, like experiences and people and players that really inspired you to keep going, you know what I mean? To play in the first place. I mean, like, you come from a musical background, like, you know, like with your family, so I'm sure it's like you couldn't help but have something in your hands. But what are some other things that, you know, whether they're experiences or concerts or you know, whatever it is, you know what I mean? Like, I can remember, like, this is funny, but like my very first concert ever, I actually saw Richard Marx at the Oregon State Fair playing Hold On to the Night. You know what I mean? Awesome. and then after that, I went to like a string of like punk rock shows, seeing Pennywise and Super Suckers and Propagandhi and NoFX and all of these really fast punk rock bands, and getting in mosh pits and all this kind of stuff. But believe it or not, those things really inspired me, and I like wanted, because they were friendly. It wasn't like this, you know what I mean? If someone fell down, they'd pick you up, and I was like, wow, we're really just getting it out, aren't we? We're just like, yeah, you know, and that's really what it was. And so it's like those things really inspired me to, you know, to get a punk rock band, you know, to get my first tattoo that led me to, you know, want to get this guitar, and, you know, all these little random things. But what are some people, places, and things that have have got you going besides just being in a musical family?
Well, to be honest, man, I really don't. I mean, I listen to music all the time. I have a hard time telling you who is whatnot. Like I'll listen to a song, and I like that. That sounds good. No idea who's playing it, but it sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried to, and specifically in regards to like playing the flute, whatnot, and really any of the other woodwinds that I play. I play bagpipe, clarinet, saxophone.
Wow.
Don't have any of these instruments yet, but you know, they. I really didn't seek out any kind of I mean, it was really just one of those things where I had one and I was just usually playing what I was feeling. I didn't really have much time. I was a little busy in my usual from 12 to now. But you know, so I kind of feel like sometimes people bring up names of, you know, flute players and so forth. I mean, I probably have listened to some of their music, but yeah, I've never really gone and sought out any particular like influence or anything like that. It sounds like a lame story. I know. It's just
no, it doesn't. No, because I'm kind of similar. Like, I mean, as far as the flute world, you know, like, you know, I mean, I'm kind of similar. You know what I mean? Like, I just kind of do what I do. You know what I mean? But I mean, like in the music, like this is really funny. But like, I'm the most inspired by bass players. Bass players are the ones that inspire me the most. And there's a handful of them out there that it's like, oh, and they're like these melodic bass players, and they're doing all of it. And it's like, you know, it's like elevator music for the most part. You know what I mean? And I love it. You know, it's like progressive elevator music. But that, for whatever reason, like bass, Jaco Pastorius, Michael Manring, all of these kinds of things, those are the things that really, really, really inspire me.
Hang over by that stanchion for the handrail and that.
You good?
Sorry.
No, don't be.
They ain't calling for me.
No, don't be. No, don't be. This is. I think that's awesome. I think that I think it adds to the show. It's awesome. But you know what I mean? Like, yeah, so like, okay, perfect example, like Gene is saying, it was Santana's guitar work. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you know, whether, I mean, and this could even go further. I mean, like,
with the roof membrane or
I mean, like, could you even say that, like, do these natural environments, these natural rooms, does that inspire you? You know what I mean? Because you always have a flute with you. I mean, you got to be inspired to play. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Maybe it's not a certain person or a certain kind of music or even a certain instrument. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I mean, I feel like since you've kind of already told your story where you've come from to play music. You know what I mean? So I'm really trying to like get it out of you, because I think that, you know, besides you wearing a hard hat and everybody going, hey, look at this big guy playing a native flute and a hard hat. That's neat. You know what I mean? Besides that, your music is absolutely beautiful, and there's something that you're bringing. I mean, you're bringing something out. You know what I mean? You're really tapping in, and you're using this natural reverb, and you're doing something. And I think that really comes across in all of your videos. You know what I mean? And after you play this beautiful song, you come off and you say some crazy joke, and then it's like, oh, wake up. You know what I mean? It's like,
I think I have a belch on the beginning of one of the videos that I did. The one that was under a bridge.
Right. Well, I mean, that's perfect. Because I mean, like, you're you know what I mean? And like, you are the authentic you. And I think that what you said about not really being, you know, specifically inspired by someone, that nails it, because that even goes more to the point of you just being you, and you just playing flute and music because you just want to play it, and hey, I got a phone here, so I might as well hit record. That's what it seems like. You know what I mean? You're like, I'm just doing this for me. It's lunchtime. I got a flute. I'm going to play. You know what I mean? It's like I'm fishing. You know what I mean? I had the same thing. You know what I mean? When I was out there fishing on my little boat, I'd be playing. I'm like, who's listening? I'm like, the fish. The fish are listening. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't called catching. I'm not out here catching. This is called fishing. We're fishing, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. So I'm just like,
I would say, I guess, yeah, I mean, so here, I love to act. I'm I do accents all the time. You know, entertainment coworkers. I kind of be the funny guy in most situations. A lot of situations that I have gotten into that maybe a little tense. I've been able to chat and or just kind of laugh my way out of, which is maybe from a fight or two. But no, I think when I really kind of think about it, I've always been stirred by orchestral scores. Movie music has really been something that I've enjoyed listening to a lot of, and it makes for a lot. There's a lot of emotion that you can get tied with music, and I think what I liked about flute specifically too is that it allows me to really emote, honestly. And yeah, so I would say one of the things that I look for again is with this echo. I'm always singing, I'm always whistling, doing something like that, and if I hear it, man, it sparks something.
Yeah, well, that's so. Yeah, I mean, so that's I'm slowly like, so I come from like this kind of like rock and roll, heavy metal background and this and that. Now I'm going wherever I'm going, but you talk about like scores and movie music, you know what I mean? Of course, we all know, Last of the Mohicans, right? But there's, Trevor Jones writes so much more, and that's kind of like when you get the native flute, it's like, well, that's a song I have to learn, and of course, then we all learn it, and then, you know what I mean? But there's so much more than that.
I haven't learned that one yet.
Oh, well, see? There you go. But it's, I mean, there's so much in that kind of orchestral music. There's so much, just like you said, there's so much emote, and with the flute, for whatever reason, with all the different little pops and the vibrato and the chirps and things that you can do with just a small handful of notes, it's like you can really, really, really emote. And you know what? It's funny for me. Like, I actually do love to sing sometimes. Check in. Good. All right. I do love to sing sometimes, but at the same time, it's like I really hate my voice, and when I'm creating music and like actually like I want to like put a stamp on this, no matter what, I hear it back and I'm just like, and I think that's one of
me that thinks that of.
Yeah, well, because I mean, I get told by everyone, oh, you sound great. Well, great, you know what I mean? But it's like it's one of those things, you know what I mean? It's an inner thing. But when I got the flute, like I could sing that. I can sing that part with the flute, and I got it, and it's perfect, and I can control it, and it's beautiful, and it's not gonna let me down. You know what I mean? Like my fingers might let me down, but like I can't. It's like I can control my fingers more than I can control my vocal cords, I guess, maybe, or my brain thinks that at least, and it's torturing me with it. But whatever, you know what I'm saying? Wow, we got a bunch of people here today. This is great. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Yeah, that's what I was going to say, man. Show us a little bit of How do I say it? Minneapolis. Can't even say that word.
Stuff coming up. See if we can't get you a little shot down a little way.
Wow. Wow. So this is downtown Minneapolis, everybody.
Yep. Hopefully you have your puke bags at the handy.
Wow.
I know height for some people, but I enjoy them.
Yeah, I used
something about being 2 steps from death that I don't know, exciting.
Well, I used to do not what I didn't do. You're an iron worker, right?
Yep.
Yes, yeah. I didn't do that. Mama Dean, I believe he's on the 26th floor. Is that where you're at?
Yep. 27th.
27th floor in downtown Minneapolis. Where all the craziness is happening, and good thing you're on the 27th floor, I guess, right?
Yeah, driving it is always fun.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, I used to do a little bit of a lot of random construction, but I was like the material guy, you know what I mean? Like I'd be the guy in the truck that was, I was this guy and that guy and, pick up that, okay, that, you know what I mean? Go get the screws, okay, I was that guy, you know what I mean? Drive the forklift, all right, you know what I mean? So I just did a little, Yeah, yeah. So I was like, I drove all the scissor lifts and the forklifts and a little bit of boom work and mostly just manual labor and packing things though. You know what I mean? For about $9.50.
Did you ever get on a swing stage?
What's that?
Did you ever get on a swing stage?
No, I didn't.
Like what the window washers use, but we use those as well to install the. Right now we're working on the cladding or the outside of the building. So all the windows, they're unitized systems, so it all falls into ironwork. But we basically ride up on a 1/4-inch steel choker, and it's got 1,600 pounds of counterweight on the backside and going up and down on that thing. It can get a little sketchy at times. We had one time a couple years ago where it blew out. Like the wind caught our 40-foot platform and blew us out. So we were sitting at about a 45-degree angle away from the building, and then we came slamming back in.
Oh.
Went and found a bathroom after that one, actually.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah, man.
TMI, I don't know.
No, man. That stuff's crazy. I mean, I don't think that people really understand what people go through to make all these buildings happen, and even more so. I mean, you as an iron worker, I'm sure you know. I mean, of course you know all about it. It's like the technology that you guys have now, and you look at the buildings that you have around us that have been there for 100 years. You're like, oh. That's crazy. I mean, we've all seen the pictures of everyone having lunch on some piece of iron and, in the middle of nowhere, you know what I mean, in the sky. You know what I mean? We've seen that picture, you know what I mean? And that's very real, and that's just the way it was. And you just kind of, I mean, I don't know, man. That's crazy. But I don't know.
Safety has come a long way.
Yeah, man. Well, because I used to, go cliff jumping all the time too. I used to go jump off of cliffs into water and stuff. But now I'm just scared to death of it. There's no way I couldn't do it. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's like the same thing with like skateboarding. I'm like, I might go down the street, but I'm not getting on a ramp or nothing no more. Like, you're crazy, Anyway, that's funny. Is everything okay?
Bring the curtain wall.
You there?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. All right, we're good. All right. Well, I don't know. I just kind of want to wanted to hang out with you, really, man.
I'm very much enjoying that.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean,
a couple of states the wrong direction, but
well, so you know what, dude? I do want to touch on something about kind of like the future of Paul. So, I follow you on Facebook and we're friends and everything. And so it's like, I know you just got a new house and you're working hard and you're doing this and this is what you do. You know what I mean? Right. And you're a family man and, the whole American dream, man, it's a beautiful thing. Right. As far as your flute music, you know what I mean? Like, I know you're going to keep posting on YouTube and TikTok and and all that kind of stuff and Facebook, and you're not going to go away there. But do you have any plans to actually sit down and make some music and actually like record and put out some albums?
Yes. One of those things where in the planning stages and usually ends up staying in the planning stages. But with that being said, I've had actually Peter Pippin approached me and wanted to do an album and he produce it, and so like once now that I got a house, I can start saving up for some stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, really, I would love to. I want to improve, right? So it's just me and my phone. I'd like to get to the point where, hey, you guys get a camera and you can do some moving shots and record audio and then splice it onto the video and match it with the the fingering and so forth. But
sure.
So yeah, no, I'm looking forward to getting into doing. Once things kind of open back up, I had just started to do open houses or open mics and whatnot at different coffee shops, bars.
Okay.
Just kind of getting out there, being like, all right, maybe people do appreciate this. Because for the longest time, I was like, I'm just,
you're just fluting.
Blowing on a flute, nobody cares about that. And it's certainly, crazy. It's the algorithm. That one video that you were trying to play this just beginning, it's got over 1 million views in a couple of days.
No
And yet
kidding.
other videos that have like 20 hits.
Unreal, man.
Yeah, no,
Unreal.
if anybody's, have you on TikTok at all? I mean,
I'm
the
not. No,
whole,
I'm not. I've been I've been talking. I got a couple of friends that are trying to convince me, because I jumped off of Instagram last year, and I had like 1,500 followers, I think, and they did some weird privacy thing that I just kind of got weird about, and maybe I'm just a weirdo and whatever, and so
I agree. That was my hold up on TikTok. Really was the the privacy issues and the whole tracking thing. But usually what I'll do is I'll log out. So it's technically supposed to not be able to track you, but I'm sure it probably does. But at the same point, I was like, well, I'll just give it a try.
yeah.
And they got like 50,000 followers now on there.
Wow.
This past weekend, like it was just nuts. So,
Wow.
and that was the same thing that happened with that other video that I recorded in the one of the skyscrapers I was working in. Yes, all of a sudden, there it was. 1 million views here, 1 million views there. This TV person wants to talk about it. Yada yada yada. I mean, it was just one of those odd things, And then I got a lot of messages from people saying, "Hey, this really helped me," or "I'm sleeping now," or whatever.
Yeah.
And that kind of was like, I gotta pursue it, man. It's a gift. It's a gift that I've been given, and I gotta do something with it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So Peter Fippen, man. So he's been on the show. He's a monster player of everything that whistles. I mean anything, and he could play it several different ways and tell you how yeah. So that's really cool. What an honor to play with him and actually like do a record with him. I mean, unreal, man. Right off the bat, man. If you got a laptop with just a little bit of RAM for about $200, you could be recording, and I could help you out, man. And you could definitely get something going. I would love to hear. I would love to hear you guys do something. I could just, oh my gosh, that'd be a really, really, really neat thing. You with your solos and your drones, and Peter with, I don't even know the names of the things that he plays.
He has expansive knowledge and an expansive library. I saw some of his flutes, and I was like, "Yep, that's a dream."
Yeah, man. He plays. I mean, I know that he plays a bansuri and the shakuhachi and several native flutes and all sorts of stuff. But just unreal, man. Yeah, yeah.
What I really liked about our conversation that I had with him was just the understanding and the knowledge between like the modern style and the ancient style.
Sure.
And just like I'm a huge history fan, so being able to talk about that was a really nice long conversation. I would guarantee.
Yeah, that's really neat, man. Because I mean, I'm very green to the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm native and everything, but like I didn't grow up with a flute in my family or nothing like that. It was gifted randomly by my mother-in-law, and I didn't know about all of these differences until much later. I didn't realize that we were, playing wooden, rock and roll shakuhachi pipe organs, basically. You know what I mean? I didn't realize that until, like just this year, really, or last year. But actually, Miguel Medina, with guidance from Kevin Locke, is making what Kevin Locke, I believe, is calling North Indigenous flutes. I think that's the final term. I could be wrong, and I probably am, because I usually am. But it's a whole different vibe, and it's a major tuning, and I think you, instead of holding this finger down, I think you hold that finger, like that one down, like the second, and it's like tuned perfectly to play Amazing Grace. And it's just an old tuning from Kevin's family, and Kevin is Lakota, I believe. So yeah, there's a lot of that, and there's a lot of really, and John Norris has really turned me on all that stuff, and kind of, there's that really cool group. I'm not sure if you're part of that group on Facebook that talks about like the old ancient flutes and stuff, but It's a specific group. Yeah, and they talk about all these old tunings and like how it was done just for that specific person's voice, and that's the neatest stuff ever. And I'd love to have one of those flutes too. Just because, I mean, that's why we have these ones. You know what I mean? Right? I mean, that's why we have them. So yeah, that's really
I love the experimentation that you can do with it, because again, each flute is as unique as an individual voice. And yeah, so I haven't tried my hand at making one yet. I probably should, but I don't know. I'm an iron worker. I can feel not for that.
I've made 3 flutes in my entire life. First flute I made was I was literally pruning a cherry tree in my backyard, and I let it dry for a year, and then I was getting into the flute, and I'm like, and I split it, and I whittled it, and I glued it back together, and I made a flute out of a cherry branch, and it sounded terrible, but it played, and it's 5-hole, and I gave it to my mom, so she has it sitting in somewhere. And then I made 2 other ones, and one of them is actually going to someone here in the chat. Today I'm going to be going down to the this little guy here. It's funny. It plays. But it's not a player. It's not a player. This is not something that you want to be like, check this out, man. No, this is like, look at this kind of thing. It even jumps up here. Watch us. So you don't even got to go to the higher register. You just overblow and it jumps. So it's just wrong. But yeah, and I made one other one, and it's sitting around here too, and that one's my mother-in-law's. It's just, I don't know where it is. But yeah, man, I recommend it. It's fun, at least to do it. But I thought I was going to be a master flute maker, and then I made 3 of them, and I went, I don't want to do that. I don't like it. I don't like it. I want to play it. I don't want to make it.
I'm gonna have to ask Kenny King to see if he can make me a walking stick flute in a deeper key. I know he mentioned something about going the larger bore, not really fitting people's hands very well, but I got big hands, so they have the hugest hands.
Well, you know what that means. You got big gloves. That's what I always said. It's like, man, you got big hands. Well, you know what that means. Got huge gloves. My gloves are giant. Giant gloves.
I wear a size 15 double E boots. So.
Whoa. That's funny. That's funny. I was totally going to ask you something, and then I started reading the chat, and I lost it. Do you guys have any questions for Paul? I mean, they're just going off talking about everything. Hey, Q, by the way. How you doing, Q? Didn't see you. Good morning or afternoon, wherever you are. I forget. Mama Dean calls you the high-rise flute player. Yeah, everyone's saying, like, absolutely not. There's no way I could do your job. Like, there's, I do not do heights well. Nope.
I always told myself I'll probably die from falling 30 feet. So if I fall 30 or 3,000, what's the difference other than the ride down?
Man,
that mentality was like, don't fall.
Yeah, and not only that, but hiding. Oh yeah, he said not only that, but hiding from the boss is stressful. That's what Gene said.
I'm just hoping he doesn't watch the show. I mean, more audience the better for you, man. But
Helen, I don't have any more flutes. I'm sorry, but I'll probably whittle one eventually. I got some sort of half-made PVC ones flying around here, and I actually I got a drone sort of that I half-made that needs to be finished. I just got to know where it is. I don't. There's stuff everywhere. This is a temporary living situation, so I don't know where anything is. So all right. Oh yeah, yeah.
I was like, no green screen.
No green screen. Oh, Helen. You're welcome to the drone. If I could, there's lots left to do, but definitely you're more than welcome to the drone when I make it, if I make it. Let me see here. I'm just reading the chat.
Justin, the Doctor Music is triple flute. They're quadruple. I don't even know what the guy's name.
Uh-huh.
Woo! I gotta get my hands on one of those someday.
Yeah, Dr. Rollison, man. Yeah, he's designing some crazy stuff with Dustin Selva, man. One of them is this thing, you know. Is this crazy, you know? This is the triple. This is the first one that he designed with dude. Oh, bye, Gene. But yeah, the newer one he's doing, and he has more coming. That just I'm not gonna put him on blast and ruin anything that he's got going on. But y'all ain't seen nothing yet. I'll just say that. It's gonna freak you out. Well, what do you think, man? You want to give it a shot playing? You got a flute by you?
I do.
It might break up a little bit, but I mean, I don't know. If you're into it, I'm into it. I think it'd be great. Oh, yeah.
Get out of the wind a little bit.
Who made that one?
This one's a High Spirits.
Okay.
This is actually the first one I ever got.
Oh, right on. Cool.
Yep. That was at a little shop in South Dakota. My sister says that she helped me pay for it because I bought a sword, but I don't recall that being the case. I did get a sword, but...
All right, let's see how it goes.
Those darn carpenters aren't keeping timing with their hammering. I don't know if you can hear that or not. They're beating on some support posts down below, and I was trying to match yeah, they have no rhythm. I have a shirt that says, Jesus was a carpenter, but God was an iron worker. I'll stick to it.
That's hilarious. I love that, man. I love it. I love it. Oh, man, that's cool. Thank you, Paul.
I appreciate you. I thank you, man. That's just, you got a hold of me, and I was like, say what? This guy wants to... Same thing with Helen. When she contacted me, I was like, okay, here's this person who's like actually good. We're our own worst critics, of course.
Of course, yeah, absolutely, man.
You know, I'm trying to take advantage of the opportunity I've been given, and yeah, we'll see where it goes. You know, I mean.
Yeah, as soon as I hear you say that, I just want to smack you. I mean, like, what are you talking about? Someone who's actually good. I'm like, you're just as good as I am. You're tripping. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you sound great, man. You know, I mean, to me, that was enjoyable, even with all the frequency problems over a Zoom call with, you know, a phone and everything. It's fine, man. It was great. Helen says, whoa, Paul, thanks for that. But, man, you are beyond belief great, Helen says. Mama Dean says, this is great. Q says, whoa, serious fluting. Man, you know what's so funny, man? It's so funny. I see that job site and I see all this stuff everywhere. You know what I mean? People laying out stuff for everyone to go to work and all that. I'm just like, it's so weird. It's like I don't want to do that work anymore, but there's something about, I don't know, man. Like I miss it in that weird way. I see that and all of a sudden I just go, it's like I miss the smell. I miss being there in the morning before the world wakes up. You know, it's a cool place.
I get up at 3 o'clock to drive in, so yeah.
Wow.
Sometimes I wonder why I do it, but that's just because I ain't, ain't able to make a living off being doing music yet. One of these days I might. If I do, then hey, I'd be a part-time iron worker.
How far do you drive in?
127 miles one way.
Are you serious?
Yep. I know, and I bought a house out there knowing that most of the work was over in this area. But it was pretty much the house the wife wanted, and it worked for me, and out in the country, which is nice. Got a little bit of land out there.
Yeah.
Get out of town. That was my biggest. I told my wife, I was like, I don't care as long as it's a 2-hour drive to the cities and it's out of town.
Wow. Wow. Man, that makes me like you so much more, man. I can't believe you're sitting there smiling. You're a fantastic person, man.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate it.
Because I am that person. I'm just like, you know, like as soon as I moved, because I live in a little town and like everything is right there. Like I could walk there, literally. You know what I mean? And there's nobody in this town. It's very small, mountains. You know what I mean? And I lived in Portland my whole life, and so. Yeah, I also did social work at the same time for 15 years. So maybe that kind of piled on top of things and kind of drove me crazy and I had to flee. But maybe that happened too. I don't know.
This is why I left customer service.
I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. I mean, I guess this is customer service in a weird way. You know what I mean? It's a personal thing, but it's totally different. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just a different thing. But this is cool, man. You know, I feel like I don't want to keep you, but I don't want to kick you off either because I got nothing but time for you, man. You know what I mean? Because I really just wanted to, I just kind of wanted to, you know, when you said that, like, you know, you were going to be able to hopefully make a longer lunch break kind of thing. We were going to do this. I just thought this was going to be the coolest thing ever, just to sit here and hang out with you on the job site and to see where you're at. And it's like, to me, this is the real nitty gritty of like, I mean, whether it was this job site or a different one, you know what I mean? Like, this is the real stuff, you know what I mean? Like when you're sitting there making these videos, well, this is where you're at. That's what you're wearing. This is what's going on. That's what you're seeing and looking at every day, you know what I mean? And instead of just us seeing the videos of it, we're seeing you there, you know what I mean? And I'm sure you got a sandwich right there in your lunch pail or whatever it is, and it's all, you know what I'm saying?
Down.
Yeah, but whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Like it's all there, and this is just the real raw stuff. And I was just so excited when you said that, well, I'll probably have to be at work. And I'm like, that's so cool. Like, that's what I wanted. I'm so happy that it was exactly like this, because this is exactly what you're doing. And I don't know. I think it shows, like I was saying in the beginning, it's like, it shows this really neat balance. You know, I think one of the biggest mistakes that we make as human beings is compare ourselves to anything, you know what I mean, besides ourselves, you know, because that's the only thing that we should compare ourselves to is us, you know what I mean, anything else is, well, I don't want to sound like anyone else, you know what I mean, I like other people, and I like this and that, and I like this and that, but it's like, you know, I think one of the hardest things to do, hey, Incense and Candy, how you doing? I think one of the hardest things to do, and one of the things I always say is like, you know, getting out of our own way is to find that and be us, you know what I mean? And, you know, you just like randomly kind of becoming semi-famous playing the flute, you know what I mean? Like that was a whim, you know what I mean? Like you're not doing nothing. You're having fun. You're fishing. You know what I mean? You're just fishing. And the camera happened to be on, and you You know what I mean? It's just this kind of thing, and you're just sharing, just like anyone else might share them, you know, making a peanut butter sandwich or on Facebook. You're just, today I'm playing flute, whatever, and it happens in this way. Yeah, and it's like, it's so obvious that this is just you. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, I really appreciate you being willing to come on in this way, just to be live from where you do all this stuff. Whether it's like I said, whether it's this job site or the other, like this is where the magic happens. And honestly, man, just hearing that you drive 4 hours a day to do this, man, like you are a good man, and I mean that really, man. You are a good man to commit to family and finance in this way, and to still make time and smile and play music the way you do is an incredible thing. And I think that regardless of anything, that we all can really take a lot from that. I mean, and I'm serious. I know that's kind of cheesy, but that's serious to me. I mean, that's a lot of work for someone to do, to work that hard, to be that committed. And I don't know. To me, that's the stuff that makes men. And I don't know. I salute you for it. I think it's awesome, big time.
I appreciate that. I certainly don't think that, but I appreciate it. You know, I mean, that's kind of those things where it's just kind of the way the cookie crumbles, to borrow Bruce Almighty. But
yeah, you know, I think it's I heard something recently on you know, some random podcast, and they were saying, like, they were talking about doing that kind of drive, and it's like, you know, well, you could either do Tommy style and make that drive and go, all right, 100 more miles to go, 50 more miles, you know, that whole thing, you know, or you can go, I'm driving and Willie Nelson's on the radio and yay, you know what I mean? Because you're just the day's just passing, you know what I mean? You're just, here I am, you know what I mean? And it's so hard to get in that mindset for a lot of people, including myself. And that's one of the reasons also I'm like, damn, Paul, that's awesome. You're awesome.
I do play flute every once in a while.
Yeah.
Well, it's driving, and lower the steering wheel and steer with full me. And there's traffic, man. Sometimes I'll roll my windows down, grab my flute, and start playing to people. They'll be like, "What?"
I've done the same. I'm a really good knee driver. I'm really just, you know what I mean? I could do it. That's
my
fine.
old car, I had took some mailbox stickers and put check out Paul Harvey Flute Guy on YouTube and Facebook on the back of my car, because I figured, heck, if I'm driving 1,000+ miles a week, I might as well get some free advertising.
Right. You know? Well, you know, you could write that off too if you start an LLC and everything. I mean, yeah. I mean, really. I mean, you could actually, depending on if you could figure out how to make a little bit of income from your music, like from TikTok or whatever, depending on the taxes, you could actually write off some of your gas money, even more of your gas money, I guess, because you're probably writing some off anyway. But you know what I'm saying.
Tax day was yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, I guess. We'll do it next year.
Right.
Because this year you're going to make a bunch of money playing music, so it'll make sense. Yeah. Right? So there's that. Well, brother, man, do you have anything else that you want to share? And like I said, sky's the limit. I mean, you know, the show has about another, 25 minutes left in it. You know what I mean? But like I said, I don't want to keep you, get you in trouble, and I just wanted to hang out with you, just kind of be here in this space with you. So, show's open, man.
The clock there, but yeah, I appreciate it. I'm really thankful for the opportunity, and I love listening to your stuff and watching your show as often as I can, and I tell you what. So this past year really have been kind of welcomed into the food community, and good Lord, it's awful good. It's there's a lot of love. There's a lot of encouragement, and that's just something that's really special to find.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Well, brother, I would absolutely love, if you're into it, I'd love to collaborate. I mean, I pretty much sign up to collaborate with everyone who's on this show if they're into it, you know what I mean, in some way, shape, or form. So if you'd like to collaborate, I would love to, and I'm always working on a million things. So I think we should stay in touch. We should collaborate, and I want updates about the Peter Fippen thing because I'll be calling him about it too. Because I want that record, man. I think that's going to be something really, really, really special, and I know Victoria Shoemaker will have her fingers in it too somehow, because that's what she does, and that's going to be a beautiful thing. So, so right on, man. I guess that's it. You know what I mean? Like, and no worries, man. This has been really, really, really cool. Lots of people in the chat. We've had great viewer support. And I'll let you get back to work, man, so you don't get in trouble. And I'll just shut down the I'll just shut down the Zoom meeting, and we could chat later. And brother, man, thank you. This has been really. JJ just said Paul is awesome. Right on. Love how real this is, Incense and Candy says. Exactly. See, this right on. I'm so happy that, see, I feel like everyone is getting the same thing that I selfishly wanted to get from it too. It's like, I wanted to come to work with you, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, bring the Tommy Graven show to work day is what this is. You know? So this is awesome, man. So thank you so much, man. Like, this has been fantastic, and I really appreciate it. And you have an open invitation for, on this show too, man. If you ever got anything going on, you're like, man, this would be neat, man. Like, I could even port you in, and we could have a Paul, like we could have a Paul Harvey cam. You know what I mean? It's like, well, where's Paul today? Well, he's on the 29th floor, and you know what I mean? No problem. Let's coordinate it. That'd be fantastic. You can come on whenever you want, man. Oh, did we lose you?
Oh yeah. Well, I appreciate that.
There you are.
I don't know. Did you lose me?
No. Wow. It just got choppy for a second. No worries, brother.
Yeah, steel and concrete do that. All right, well, I'm out. I'm going to get back to work. So.
All right, brother. You have a great day, man.
It.
You have a great day, brother.
You too. Thanks a lot.
Wow. That was cool. All right, guys. What you think about that? That was pretty dang cool, man. Oh, I love that. That was so cool. That was so cool. Yeah, that was rad. That was really, really, really fun. I hope you guys liked that. Wow, that was fun. It kind of went the way I thought it would go. I was hoping the flute would sound a little better, but it's a phone, and that's just the way it is. And because, you know, I know he has killer reverb where he is, you know what I mean? So I bet when he was playing, it sounded really, really, really good. I mean, it sounded good to us too, but it's just, you know what I mean, how it was muffled and everything. Wow. What do you guys think? Talk to me. We got 12 of you guys here. How you doing? Oh, we got to talk about something. All right. So, if y'all follow me on Facebook, and obviously you see me here, you have seen my stream crash a handful of times. More than a handful of times. Quite a bit, actually. It just kind of seems to be part of the show. I wish I could time it out. So I've been having some issues, and I have been trying to sell things and do all sorts of stuff to raise funds to buy a new computer. So I sold a couple flutes. What else did I do? I got a couple of really random, awesome, incredible donations. And then I announced here on the show that I was almost a third of the way there. And I guess that was a little far-fetched because I was just under a third of the way there. So I'm sitting here and I'm just kind of freaking out a little bit because I have some guests coming up, and I actually had one of my biggest heroes ever in music, ever possible that I could ever even mention, got back to me, and there's about a 99% possibility that they're going to be on the show, and I'm not going to announce that until they do. But one of probably my top 5 musicians of all time, favorites, favorite people. You know, some people like, I want to see Michael Jackson. Oh my gosh, JJ, thank you for the 500 bits. Thank you. Wow, thank you, JJ. You're so rad. Thank you. So check this out. I yesterday, I'm sure some of you guys have seen this. I started a fundraiser. I said, all right, you know, for this show to continue, I'm gonna need a new computer. So I fundraised over on Facebook, and I started it. And it was weird because I wasn't gonna do it, but like maybe, you know, Facebook listens or whatever. And I'm just on Facebook, and it just like popped up, like it gave me the option. Do you want to start a fundraiser? And it was talking about a post I did like, I don't know, 3 days before or something, talking about a new computer and saying that I was selling flutes and stuff like that. And it's like, do you want to do a fundraiser? So it gave me a notification to do that. So I just went through the and I shot for $1,000, which is a little under what I wanted, or not what I wanted, what I needed to get it. But I was thinking, you know, maybe that plus the little bit that I've already gotten with those little donations and the donations and the, sorry guys, this is hard for me to talk about. This is hard for me to talk about. I even get emotional about it. See, Sarah, I told you I might cry on you. So anyway, I started a fundraiser, and I went through the process and blah, 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 blah. And I just figured that would do it. So, anyway, within, I haven't checked since we started the show, but I'm at $928 for my fundraiser. So I am about $80 away from my fundraiser being complete on Facebook. And then I'm not gonna ask for any more. Oh my gosh, thank you for the bits, JJ. Bless you, thank you. So moral of this story is I'm getting a new computer. It's happening. It worked. You guys are incredible. I felt so weird. I even reached out to a couple of you because it thank you, Q. You guys are so rad. Thank you. Yeah, you know, doing this kind of thing is weird for me. It's like I know that I'm doing this for a living and all that kind of stuff, but it's like, I don't know, just like the random fundraiser, you know what I mean? It was very odd to me, and I felt really I don't know how to say it. I just feel weird about it, you know what I mean? And the overwhelming support that I got in under 24 hours is truly incredible. Fighting it. Oh my god. 1100 bits, incense and candy, thank you, and a hype train has started. Oh my gosh. All right, I'll get playing. I'm starting to cry here. Yeah, guys. So because of you guys, I want you to know this. I already ordered the computer. I ordered it. I ordered the computer and the monitor that I needed, and it should be here within the next 2 weeks or so. Fingers crossed, we'll see. And it's happening, and that means I can open up every single thing that I want to do with this show. You know what I mean? I'm not buying something totally crazy, but it's going to be enough to do what we need to do here. It's going to be more than twice what I got. Gosh, guys, thank you for the bits. Thank you, Sister Sarah. Thank you, JJ. Thank you, Q. Thank you, Incense and Candy. You guys are just unreal. Thank you. Wow. Hey, Tony, how you doing? So, yeah, guys, I mean, I don't know what to say other than I just needed to take this time and say it. I I've never ever received any kind of support like this. I've never every movie in the world, guys, every quote you've ever heard, every sappy thing with all the piano music and all the violins. JJ Wright, thank you. Jeez. Oh my God, thank you for the gifted sub. Oh my gosh. So everything you've ever heard and seen that's made you almost cry or da-da-da-da. Man, when Ricky got shot in Boys in the Hood, all that stuff, man. You know what I mean? Like, all the tear-jerking stuff. Like, it's all of those things. It's all the emotions. It's every single thing. It's unreal, guys. It's absolutely unreal. It's absolutely unreal to me. And thank you, Dr. Rolofson, for saying that, because it's the hardest thing for me in the world. It's really hard for me to accept it. And to be all right with it. You know? So thank you. Unreal. Unreal. Thank you, JJ. Thank you, Crawford. Oh my God. Thank you, JJ. Thank you, Bear Sister.